Assuming you have a jack and jack stands to jack up the car and rest them on the jack stand, this is what you'll need. Okay, so you're gonna need a wire brush, caliper hanger, may or may not need a impact driver set. We're gonna need safety glasses, Phillips or a flathead screwdriver for your brake rotor set screws. Some WD-40 always help. Some brake clean, hammers. You may or may not need these. Your rotor may just come right off. This is your brake caliper grease. I use copper anti-seize on the rotor so that next time I go to do the brake, just the brake rotors is not seized on there. A 14mm wrench and a 12mm wrench. A ratchet, a 14 and a 12mm socket, a 19mm 1/2-inch socket to get the wheels off. Okay, so we're going to take these brakes apart so we can see how low they are. This is a 12mm. The parking brakes are off. If the parking brake were on, you would not be able to get this off. Okay, so right now the parking brake is holding on really tight to the caliper. So we're gonna come in here with a 12mm, and there's a bracket here holding this brake cable on really tight. It's a 12mm. Let's take that off so we can have some wiggle room with the brake caliper. So now we should be able to have more wiggle to get this brake caliper off. So here's our brake pads. It wasn't metal to metal yet. They were really low. Okay, so these brake pads, they're not too low. But we're gonna replace them because they're scored. The rotor has a lot of markings on it from when they were rusty. The car was sitting for a long time, and they're making a lot of grinding noise. So we're gonna go ahead and replace these. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure that we can spin this rear brake caliper. Make sure we can spin the rear piston back in. But off the bat, that will suck to just have everything off, and then we can't retract that piston back inside, and then we need a caliper. And then we got to take everything back off, put it back on. So we're going to do that step. We're going to start there first. This is a tool that I use. This is from Amazon. So we got to find the right attachment to push this piston back. This one got to be pushed and twisted in. So you're going to need something like this that has two nipples. You're going to take this, it goes in like this, and it stays on there with a magnet. I'm going to get this part, put it in like this. Okay, now we're going to get our tool. We're going to line up these nipples with this slot that you see here. That's going to let us spin that back in. Okay, this piston was successfully able to retract. I'm happy. Also, guys, remember to inspect your boot. You don't want this boot over the piston because that'll damage the piston once it gets pushed out. It'll probably tear a hole in the piston boot. So make sure it looks like this. If this boot is over the piston or if it has a hole, you're gonna either need a new boot or you're gonna need a whole new caliper. Not a lot of places sell the boot anymore, so you might need a new caliper. Or you could just use it until it breaks and then replace the caliper. You're also gonna make sure these are sliding nice in and out. Regardless, we're gonna take them off and re-grease them. Okay, so now with our 14 millimeter, you can either use a wrench or a ratchet in the socket. We're gonna get on that brake caliper bolt, brake caliper bracket bolt. I'm gonna break that free. Guys, remember to hang your caliper so that you don't damage your brake line. Okay, now we're gonna remove our set screws. So these on this car, I don't know if they're supposed to be Phillips, but maybe somebody was in here previously and cut a slit in them and made it into a flathead. So we may or may not need this impact driver with a flathead. So we'll see. I'm gonna have it ready. I'm gonna have it in hand just in case I need it. You may or may not need it. Let's hope I get lucky. You could spray these down with some WD-40 as well. But I'm gonna use a flathead. I'm gonna try to see if I can get it loose with a flathead. Oh, see? I got lucky. Let's try the other one. Yeah, I got lucky as well. Okay, so we do not need an impact driver. Okay, so I'm gonna use a rubber mallet because it might not be that tight. Worst case scenario, I'll use a regular hammer. I'm gonna use the rubber mallet because my son is sleeping upstairs and so are my two daughters. So I do not want to wake them up. Worst case scenario, I'll do this. I'll hit it with a hammer. Oh, keep getting lucky. Hopefully you get lucky too. Here's the back. Look at the back. That's why I was getting so much noise from the back. Look at the. Next, we're gonna hit this with a steel brush. To make sure that the new rotor sits on there nice and flat. Hit this with a little bit of brake clean. Now we're gonna let that dry and then we're gonna put some anti-seize on it. Okay, now we're gonna take your caliper. My new brake pads didn't come with new shims, so we're gonna clean those off. See this? It slides nice, but it could slide nicer. If it binds up, it binds a little bit. So we're gonna take them out and clean them. Remember to note, sometimes these slider pins are different top and bottom. So I would say we recommend to do one at a time. And to get them out, you just gently try and pull them out. So you could just slide the rubber boot down off of this part right here. Hold the boot and then pull the pin. These are not too bad. But I'm gonna clean the grease off and put new grease on there. And this is the grease that I use. Here, see brake caliper grease, brake and caliper grease. So you just put some on here. Doesn't have to be too much. Something generous. And then we just slide it back in. And when you push it in, sometimes the boot will automatically go on the lip of this pin, on the groove. Okay, now we do time to do the other one. Sometimes you may have to hit this with a wire brush if you see that it's not smooth, the surface is not smooth, or if it's rusty, or if it has stucky, like very gritty, very old caliper grease on it, you might have to hit it with a brush. This one doesn't have any, but I'm gonna hit it anyway. Okay, now we're gonna put some grease on the chims. You could do this on put grease up the brake pads themselves, but I prefer to do it like this. Make sure that the grease is not around the middle, because then it'll get on the rotor. Just make sure it's away from the middle. Not too much. And now, to help me get these rotors off for the next service, some anti-seize. This is copper anti-seize. And now we're going in with our rotor. Line up the holes where the set screw goes with the holes on the hub. So here's your set screws. I'm not putting it back on. They're just there to hold the rotor there for you while you put all the brake components back. You don't have to. You could just put yours right back. I'm opting out. This is my car, so I'm opting out to not put it back on. If this was a customer car, I would put it back on. But this is my car. Now we're going to reassemble our brake caliper the same way we took it off. Okay, now we're gonna give this a good rinse. Make sure we don't got no brake grease. Okay, so now we're gonna give this rotor a good spin to make sure it's not rubbing up against the backing plate and make sure it's not rubbing up against the shims on our brakes. Now I don't have set screws. Remember I didn't put the set screws back on, so I'm gonna have to push and hold my rotor nice and tight against the hub. You could also just take a lug nut, screw it on till it's pushing the rotor back, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna hold it and make sure I'm not getting any noises when I spin the rotor. And I'm good. Okay guys, so when we removed our brakes earlier, our brake wear indicator was at the bottom on the inside pad. So that's how we're gonna put it back on. At the bottom on the inside pad. There's one. And here's two. And now we could just slide our brake caliper over the top. That's it. Okay, guys, remember, you're not done until you tighten up your parking brake cable. Now we give this a good spin just to make sure we're not getting any noise. That's a regular noise. That's the brake pads contacting the rotor. That's normal. As long as we don't hear a screeching sound or a different grinding noise, we're good.